Yes, there has been an explosion in Rivers State this morning, and of course, some people they don't talk about the explosion. Although say nobody don't take responsibility for the explosion yet, but fingers have got the point already. The River State Police Commando arrested 2 people already. But beyond the explosion, what's the other matter that we will get to know? As I speak to you right now, along East-West Road, there is actually a protest by Ijaw youth right now, calling Wike out and calling on the president to sack Wike. Say they're not they do again for where Wike they will become the Minister of the FCT. As it concerns Rivers crisis, Peter Obi don't tell everybody we be involved. Wike campus, say, make una think of the suffering of the people. Because at the end of the day, when 2 elephants they fight, now the grass, 9 they suffer. So I beg, make una the people. Oh, speaking about Wike, we'll get to that. Did I tell you that the Rivers State Police Command have confirmed the fire incident on Trans-Niger pipeline and they've arrested 2 people? Well, that's it, because this explosion, I don't see what you're talking about. But there's something beyond that explosion we'll be talking about. But let's look at other issues first of all. As we've got to do with the Nigerian issue, Labour Party chieftain, as it says, the Nigerian socio-economic rules cost by APC-led federal government. See, every problem we Nigeria get right now concerning our politics so and how they use happen and social problems, so say that APC cause. Then let's start this politics of bitterness inside the country where APC will be faced right now. But let's go to other issues very quickly. This is just me giving you highlights of what that conversation will be like this evening. Wike don't revoke the PDP National Secretary Atlantic. Half he will not pay land use charge. And I never pay since. I have not after all, I reported me before. Say. Okay, so corruption and all this relationship between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Chagre brothers. Tinubu again don't award another contract worth 1.1 trillion naira to Lagos Sports Project to Chagre again. Well, as the news carrier, convicted money launderer will be helped Abacha these days, long-time ally of Tinubu to Gilbert Chagre. Well, all of this and other discussions will be focusing on today on the show. Welcome to Updated Precious. It's very sweet, my belly, to get on to share with me and for me to share with them and the things that they happen for inside Nigeria. But as it is that tradition, we could just take a small break. When we come back, we'll begin to
Nami, Commander, no good advice. Now we Niger grand fighters. You come outside today because it's something that make us come outside. And what make us come outside in our state, River State. And this River State will be our state, so we're not going to live for anybody. Sim don't give us peace for River State. But some people will say they don't want that peace. As you see us, so we get joy. No, Asawana, we don't get joy. We didn't start creed before. But today, Sim say, we can come outside, come make the state day in order. But one person say no go agree. When he mean they disturb him? No. When he mean they worry him? No. He never really stand up as. None at same time. Now you know only ask him to rule the state in peace. So tonight they seize our location. If they don't release those money, that location no PM. We, Nigerian grand fighters, we go vandalize every pipeline. Peace no good deal. Federal government should call Wike in order, or else then we have from us.
Start banking for this state. No banking.
Oh, okay. So welcome back. This is Updated Precious, and we can just give an up to date, bring an up to date with what's going to happen for inside the country. Very quickly, I just want to hear early hours of today say an explosion rocked the Trans-Niger pipeline for inside border, Gokana local government area of River State. Now, the explosion occurred late Monday night near the Bodo-Bonny Road, which is currently under construction. And the affected section of the road of the major pipeline is still on fire, or was on fire at the time of the report, though the exact cause of the explosion remained unknown. It is unclear whether the incident resulted from human interference, especially amid recent threats by militant groups to attack oil installations. These threats stem from, the federal government withholding of River State allocation due to the ongoing political crisis. Not just that, from what they also call Nyesom Wike's interference in the governance of River State. And the president right now backing with Nyesom Wike up, that's what they think. So the TNP is a critical federal oil transport line where they supply crude oil to the Bonny export terminal for inside River State through the Bodo-Bonny Road, through that border inside the Bonny area. So through Ugoni to Bonny export terminal. And then we follow export oil. So the explosion has raised concerns about potential environmental damage. Already, the Bonny people suffer environmental damage, they never still clean them up. Another one that will happen again. And disruptions to oil supply in the region, of course, shortening the oil supply, which the federal government bothers about already. But let's look at what has started all this. Of course, we know we don't start all this before now and all of this. And we don't lead to this issue because a lot of people don't be talking. Here, waiting the militants then talk when they say the basic boys, when they talk, say, make we can leave River State alone, unless say they will blow some pipelines. So this is just typically the case of the witch cried at night and the baby died in the morning. Who kill her? Okay, so that your guess is as good as mine. But then other issues we get to do with this one, it took plenty because we don't even know where we want to start to talk about this until we concern this pipeline. Let I even just give an update. See, the River State Police Command don't confirm the fire incident or the blast for inside the Trans-Niger Delta pipeline, and they say they don't arrest 2 people so far. But these 2 people will they arrest now, exactly who will they be? Now, 2 people will really get to do with the matter, or now 2 innocent people now they say they go arrest inside this matter. This is a question maybe we don't get answers to. But at the end of the day, a lot of people think that the federal government, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in support of the high-handedness of Nyesom Wike, the minister of the FCT, now they cause all this confusion for inside River State. A lot of people don't come out and talk, say, oh, Nyesom Wike even they tried to use River State to turn to in third tenure because he tried to use Fubara to make to be a governor in third tenure, and Fubara no green. Now a lot of people look and liken and to the fact that the laws were too stringent for Wike. He could for Fubara he could not breathe. Wike decided almost every single thing Fubara did, right? Wike also decide every single thing Fubara did. Let me take a quick break, please. I get back to you on this conversation. Stay with me.
Nami, Commander, no good advice. Now we Niger grand fighters. You come outside today because it's something that make us come outside. And what make us come outside represent our state, River State. And this River State will be our state, so we no go live for anybody. Sim don't give us peace for River State. But some people say they don't want that peace. As you see us, so we get joy. No, we don't get joy. We didn't start creep before. But today, Sim say we can come outside, come make the state day in order. But one person saying no go agree. When he mean they disturb him? No. When he mean they worry.
All right, my most sincere apologies. I don't know if you can hear me. My most sincere apologies for the breaking transmission. Please do bear with me. I don't know if you can hear me from the beginning of this broadcast. I did run you down through some of the things that we're expecting to deal with today. We talked about the pipeline blast in River State and what may have led to the blast in pipeline in River State. I don't know whether I hear me before. Apologies. I didn't understand that my sound wasn't put together. Please forgive me. So I did tell you earlier that there was a pipeline blast in River State. And this pipeline blast happened in Bodo, in Gokana local government area of River State. And this pipeline may blast, a pipeline with a supply oil to Bonny terminal for exportation, and now the pipeline will be say blast. It is unclear the reason why the pipeline blast, but we don't know whether now all this kind of threats by the militants now don't lead to this blast of the pipeline. So we really can't tell whether now waiting lead to the blast of this pipeline, really. So really can't tell. But whatever it is right now, thank you for telling me you can hear me. I appreciate you. I was worried for a second. So we really can't tell what the problem is. But we'll try to chronicle what has led to this. I did tell you that some people are liking that what's happening in River State is just as a result of the President Bola Tinubu's support for Wike's handedness or high-handedness in River State. Because some people, they look and say, Wike, they just try replicate within President Tinubu be for Lagos State. And then some people come and talk, say, well, why Wike no go replicate him if na him really puts him or brings him to power? While others they talk, say, even though Sin tried his best to cope with Wike, but Wike was just overly overbearing, because at some point, Wike was not only appointing all Fubara's kitchen cabinet, he was even appointing to his cook. According to them, say, oh, allegedly, please. So he was appointing to his cook, to everybody who worked for him. In fact, he was bad from doing so many things. He couldn't attend governor's forum. He couldn't attend this. He couldn't carry on as a governor. He was just going to be there as a stooge. So if he's a governor that was elected and is just there as a stooge at the end of the day, isn't it Wike invariably or indirectly that is now the third-time governor of River State? And maybe because Sim did not agree to that, that's why this whole thing is happening. Now that the House of Assembly members have served impeachment notice generally to Sim Fubara and his deputy, that means Martin Amehule is likely to be the next governor of River State again, making Adequere Man the third time within this present democracy to be the governor of the state. And remember that Martin Amehule is the brother of Nyesom Wike, because there are rumors that Martin is somehow related to Wike in terms of the fact that they may be distant cousins. So if Martin and Wike are distant cousins and are waiting to make Martin Amehule do this thing to push for the suspension of not just Fubara, but both Fubara and him deputy, because by the law, now him Martin Amehule now will be the next governor of River State. Power going back to power going back to Ikwere people. You remember when Wike said it, that Ikwere, what do they call it? That the Ijaw people that are saying that they're the majority, that are not the majority anything, that are the minority of the minority, that in Niger Delta, that the only state that they can be governor is only in Bayelsa State. It cannot be governor in Akwa Ibom State or Cross River or Edo or even Delta State. That even Edwin Clark knows it, that they're the minority of the minority in Delta State. But in River State, really, are the Ijaw people really that much of a minority? And are the Ikwere people the majority in River State? These are questions you want to ask. I've said it before, that the Ikwere people exist only in 3.5 local government areas in River State. You have the Emowa, you have the Ikwere, you have the Obiakpo, and you have half of the Port Harcourt local government, because the other half of Port Harcourt local government is occupied by the what do they call them now? The Okrika people. And Okrika people are Ijaw people. And they also have Okrika local government area. You have the Ogumbolo local government area, which is Ijaw speaking. You have the Ahoda local government area, which is Ijaw speaking. You have the Mopobonkoro and Doni, which is Ijaw speaking. You have the Degemas, the Asari Toros, the Bukumas, all of those areas, all of them. So you're almost 7 local government areas where they Ijaw speaking. How can you now say that Ijaw people are the minority of the minority in River State? Now, statements like these, now they cause this kind of provocation. We make, as they talk to you right now, youth then they protest for East-West Road, where they say they're not going to agree. Make them sack, we make President Tinubu sack Wike because this high-handedness of Wike done too much. There are assertions that Wike just wants to make himself the third-time governor of River State, because that's what the problem is, because of the way he carries himself. I did tell you earlier that one of the issues is that they said, apart from waiting they talk about him wanting a percentage of their location where they enter River State, there is also an assertion that almost every political appointee, now him they approve, and the only person Fubara had the means of employ or the approval to appoint was one commissioner. At that time, he was in good terms with Wike. So the rest commissioners, now Wike help him appoint. So how do you stay or become a governor where every single thing you do would be dictated to you? Now, this is a problem that is brewing in River State. Yesterday, Asari Dokubo had an interview on Channels Television where he did say quite a lot of things. And one of the things when he talked that, I don't want to say indicting, but talking about the Supreme Court judgment, where it be like, say, our judiciary now Now, who get money pass, now hold them. Because this particular judgment we get to do with River State, don't make a lot of people, they don't like say they don't see Rivers, the judiciary finish for inside River State. Let's even go and take a listen to some of the things he had to say about that judgment. Or before we take a listen to it, make I go show you that protest where they go on right now for inside East West Road for River State. As Ijaw youths come at the top, say they no go agree, may we can come up. But after I don't show you that bomb blast, this the video of that bomb blast where it just happened. This is the video, the bomb blast in Bodo City in Gokana local government area. Now in this, did I say bomb blast? Pipeline explosion happened. You can see the inferno pipeline explosion for inside Gokana local government area of River State. Could this just be that boys don't they vex already? They don't enter creek. They don't begin talk. Remember that video where I just played shortly where the boys said they creek jejelu, same then come out, come John, can't help make governance better, can't make River State they peaceful. So we can don't come, it don't cause wahala now. We could go here waiting the young men with the protest right now, get to talk about Wike for East West Road. So you don't see tension, they very high for inside River State as hundreds of youths, Ijaw youths particularly, don't take over the East-West Road for inside major protests. We visited the protest against former Governor Nyesom Wike. Now the protesters chanting solidarity songs and carrying placards. They demand say may Wike stop to interfere for inside the affairs of the state and allow Governor Siminalayi Fubara to lead without external pressure. The demonstration come, because of the political crisis really for inside River State, as with accusations of power tussle and attempt to undermine the current administration. The youths, they say they no go. They will not back down until their demands are met. Say they no go ever stop until they meet their demand by sacking the governor, the former governor of River State, will be Nyesom Wike. But the president likely will sack Nyesom Wike. That's a question where a lot of people don't get answers to. Because you remember when the Niger Delta youth then pay a visit to the president last week on this matter, the president only had one thing to tell them: tell Sim, the governor, to obey the rule of law. So the way people, and then the same rule of law, now Wike don't they hammer over and over. In fact, before the judgment ever even happened, Wike kept talking about when the law speaks, every other thing would be quiet. Tell Sim to obey the rule of law when the law speaks. When the law speaks, as if he was already preempting what the law was going to say, because that's what many people are saying. I'm not the one saying it. So as if he be saying don't already get idea waiting the law go talk. So now waiting making the talk say when the law speaks, everywhere go they quiet. When the law speaks. So now the law don't come speak. He not go talk and say, oh, the law don't speak now. So make everybody also tell Sim, make it obey the law, make it obey the rule of law. But what is this law? Make we even look at the content of the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment, nullify and scatter every local government election we say Siminalayi Fubara do that time. Don't say because this local government election, say not be the governors then I approve, the local government, the majority of the House of Assembly people then I approve this local government election will take place. So because of that one, say the local government election, go feel hold. So people now said, wait a minute, not vexing. Make we ask you again. So now the duty okay. Make we assume say okay, they go back, go do the local government election again. But after they do the local government election again, now as they don't agree, say it won't even abide by the law to go back to go to the local government election again. The legislators, you can see the House of Assembly members, the way they do hanky panky, they no agree make themselves accessible for the governor to even serve them. The man don't try to serve them notice for a meeting, then deny, say they no see the letter. He don't try to go present the budget again. They deny. So with the look of things, it looks like this pro-Wike group really no one seem to fit obey the Supreme Court judgment. Even though APC chieftains they come at the talk say the only thing that go lead to peace now makes him obey the Supreme Court judgment. Speaking about that Supreme Court judgment, Asari Dokubo has something to say. That first of all, he said, is it in the place of the Supreme Court in the first place to even seek to even pass or make this judgment that they made? That's the question. See, now the place of the Supreme Court to even interfere in local government affairs, according to Asari Dokubo, it will say the Supreme Court even pass himself for judgment because he go judge something when not even they within a level or within an immediate jurisdiction to even attend to. Because say local government matter, not be there supposed to talk about and say it's supposed they within the high court level then. Now there is supposed they, but then the Supreme Court now don't go and enter the matter, judge the matter. Make we even leave that one. See, even the matter of the authenticity of the lawmakers, then that is the House of Assembly members. That matter is not even before the Supreme Court. That matter was still before or is still before the the High Court. So how come the Supreme Court come begin give judgment for matter way before the High Court? Say, oh, let the court, let the Amewele-led assembly immediately resume work and start working. When that matter is already under contention under the law in the lower courts, now the Supreme Court already give judgment. Just like what one of my guests had said here before, Barrister Sim, because of that kind of judgment, now what's in the mean be say that case way day before the lower court don't already they null and void because any judge will go hear that case. Will be the original first case where we say they will go determine the authenticity and the legality of the stay of this local government, this House of Assembly members. Once the judge won't hear the case now, they go call, remind them, say, remember that the Supreme Court had ordered that they should resume work. That means because the Supreme Court now the final court of jurisdiction for any case. So anything where the Supreme Court talk don't become law, don't become something we get to stay. So meaning that the Supreme Court on its own don't use stylishly reinstate this House of Assembly members them without flouting its own existing judgment where you already get where proof say people will leave their seat, come out, go another party, don't automatically leave their seat. That means that waiting the Supreme Court don't do by this judgment. Make you go here, Asari Dokubo, where he did the talk this one and as he take response for.
I'm not going to call the pronouncement of the Supreme Court a judgment because there is nothing that is the pronouncement of the Supreme Court said that had anything to do with the law in Nigeria. It's a total abuse of the law of Nigeria. Everybody knows, all of us know that the Supreme Court is supposed to be final arbiter. The words of the Supreme Court are final. So the Supreme Court not assume that because their words are final, they will import into these powers that they do not have. Morally depraved decisions that clearly against the Constitution and the people of Nigeria. We're not just talking about Rivers State. For instance, does the Supreme Court really have jurisdiction to adjudicate on issues concerning local government elections? It's very clear. Local government elections, adjudication ends at Court of First Instance, which is the High Court. So where did the Supreme Court derive its power? In making pronouncement on elections, post-elections, litigation arising from the elections in Rivers State. Number two, how would the Supreme Court talk about something and adjudicate on a matter that was not before her? Can the Supreme Court go on a flurry of its own to import matters that were not before her and start to make decisions on those matters? The issue of defection was not before the Supreme Court. The issue of defection is still at the High Court. So how did the Supreme Court get those matters into the Supreme Court to make pronouncement on it? Other than that, there were people behind the scene dictating to the Supreme Court what the Supreme Court ought to say. So they have said it. And I think the governor was in a haste to have accepted the judgment.
So you hear him, he talks, Siminalayi Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, been there too much in a hurry to even accept the judgment. Say, if you not agree for the judgment, and even though the presenter has tried to hush him and shut him up and all that, he talks, say, no, say, he not believe, say, this judgment by the Supreme Court even makes sense at all, because see the things then when it falls. Say, the matter of the defection of these lawmakers, they know they before the Supreme Court, because as they speak to you, it's still there before a lower court. So how come the Supreme Court get to mention and pass a judgment on for the matter? Because by saying that the Amehule-led assembly must sit down and they must pass the budget where go be the budget where Fubara go work with. That means you have stylishly reinstated them, ignoring the fact, say they don't decamp. In fact, the Supreme Court won't talk them. Say the governor failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt, say these people then don't decamp. When the matter of their decamping no even day before you at all. So it can't be like, say, truly, the Supreme Court don't fault on its own side. It can't be like, say, our judiciary truly don't become for cash and carry, or the highest person will get mouth passed. According to waiting, Mujahid Asari Dokubo just talk right now. Now waiting it be like, but then again, other people still get other opinions where it be say they get concerning waiting they go on for inside River State. A particular lawyer had a lot to say about what is going on in River State and what his opinion about what is going on in River State is. Let's take a listen to him.
Let me clarify this. Now, what Wike wanted was a situation where he would have a third term through the current governor of River State. And the governor has looked at it that whatever the plans of the minister is, it's not in the best interest of Rivers people. And that is why this is part of the reasons why you're seeing that there is a disagreement between the governor and the minister of the FCT. And that is why he has taken the stand to rather stand with the people of River State than to stand with the FCT minister. That's why we're having these challenges today. Now, let me say this. I can't remember the last time we had, ever since we had Wike as governor of River State, I can't remember the last time we had a free and fair election in River State. By my own assessment and calculation, I can't remember the last time we had a free and fair election. We all know how Wike muscled his way through that particular election, how he stopped opposition from campaigning. Even the presidential candidate of the PDP was stopped from campaigning. And let me say this. I have always shouted about the high-handedness of the FCT minister in River State and how he has led River State and took River State 10 years backward as governor. Today, we are seeing a glimpse of light, a gleam of light, and that light, he wants to quench that particular light because everything has to be about him. Today, anybody who does not support him, he wakes up in the morning, calls them names. As I speak to you today, they are after the chief judge of the state. This same chief judge is after today, who is actually referring and calling names. Of course, it was this same governor who appointed the chief judge. The Speaker of the House of Assembly was then the leader of the House of Assembly when this current chief judge was screened as the chief judge of the state. But what did they do? They did not remember that he actually falsified his age. Now that the man seemed not to play ball with them because they want to impeach the governor, they now remember that, oh, he falsified his age. They are now coming up with age falsification, trying to intimidate the chief judge, to bend him towards whatever their whims and caprices. That we will resist. That we will say no to. And it's actually unfortunate. See, what is happening in River State is just Wike wanting to be in control of everything happening in the state. And if you're not in line with whatever he's doing, you're a bad person, you don't have character, you don't keep to your word, and all that. But we all know who does not have character in River State. Wike is somebody who will say something in the morning, and in the afternoon he's saying something else. All his principles, everything he has fought against in his time as governor, he has gone against them. None of his principles has he kept. This same man, none of his principles has he kept. So today, if you're not doing his bidding, if you're not in line with whatever he's saying, oh, you're a charlatan, you don't have character, you don't have integrity. He's the only person who has integrity. Yet, we have records.
So you hear this activist and Pan-Africanist and lawyer, human rights lawyer, Chetan Wala, as they talk about waiting a thing when they go on for inside River State. How Wike just won't become person will be say one day in charge and become a top 10 person. I tell you now how it be say one of the things that make more trouble that how Wike won't choose all the cabinet members for Fubara. Wait, that wasn't even a problem. But in terms of choosing your cook, choosing your PA, choosing your chief of staff, choosing in case person come poison you, which one you go do, which one you go leave? A lot of people will feel that, oh, did Fubara not know before he signed up for it? But there is a level to how you choke somebody, and there is a level to how person go fit take that choking. Then remember, in terms of Wike not being somebody we keep to watch. Remember, say this Wike for this slide, we don't talk. Say he no go fit ever get anything to do with APC because he no go fit leave malaria, go cure, go to where he be say then gets cancer. Today is Wike hobnobbing working for an APC government? Yes, he is. That means he's eventually left malaria to cancer. We don't talk a lot of things where we say only Ahmad don't they do those things now again. With all, in fact, make we take a listen to one of the things when you talk. One of the questions when they ask him, I remember that time when he be say they ask and say, if you get a predecessor person where he be say you successor person where he be say you put for government, where he be say take over from you, and then the person no come play alongside you again, how the thing will make you feel? He say no go feel anyhow, he no go feel anyhow. Now this same him now don't carry this feeling now. Won't make it be say River State almost there on fire right now because people that accuse them say now they cause the major crisis for River State.
We've seen successors turn against their predecessors in politics.
Yes, yeah.
Would you be worried if that happens to you?
Why? Is he serving me? Was he born to serve me? He was told to serve the state. The problem we have, or leaders have, is that look, you succeeded in supporting the person to be in office, right? What you did, is it for him to fail or to succeed? You want you to come into your house to be taking orders? You want your wife to go into time, look, this is what I want to do, what? No. You see, once you have left office, you give yourself that respect. I say, I have done my own. If he wants my advice, it's okay. If he doesn't want my advice, it's okay. But for me to begin from day to day, telling him he must do this, he must do that, that is not acceptable. That's why people fail. They get, oh, you know, after I did this, so
interesting, right? Anybody will hear Wike for this interview back in the years when they get this interview, anybody go believe say Wike go they do the exact thing way they do today? Unfortunately, the answer go be no for anybody will hear this interview because they say, oh, Wike just won't put somebody there, move on. Because he even swear, say, no, ever worry, person will take over from him. Say, go leave you, make it work. Say, I seen they like this, he know they ready to be saying one go rest, or he just won't come up for government, making go rest. He no one get anything to do with government again. He won't go, what is actually going on now? Because people say, remove Fubara for waiting they go on for River State. Wike go continue to cause problem for River State because he go won't choke any other person with the empower. He go make sure say only a 9-1 day in charge. But if you remove Wike for waiting they happen for River State, everywhere go they come. Now what is the people they talk? Oh, but is that actually the truth? That's the thing. And then coming to Fubara, the Fubara don't know all of this about Wike because it's very difficult to believe. Say Fubara no go know all this about Wike. Fubara worked closely with Wike for years. Fubara know all the antecedents. He know the good, bad, and ugly, and the things we Wike do. In fact, remember, say Fire show one on the day of the inauguration. Say not try Wike. Anything what they do, not try Wike. Wike fight dirty, fight to the last. That thing which Fire show one on today, now exactly what's in they happen today now. So is it that Fubara just underestimated Wike, or maybe he thinks say Wike love him too much, or you know Wike too much, so Wike no go play that dirty with them? Or maybe if he feels, say, what was it exactly that Fubara expected? That's the reason why he perhaps just played to the gallery and allow Wike to mess him up to this level. That now we make most question where people no get answers to. And if now Wike, we know say if now Wike this thing that happened to now, that in house where they talk say and River State money where they use build for where he did for room. They go. In fact, all the people will be opponents now for don't they mark their houses say they block road. Not be said they use commot AIT for people and they go begin mark the houses, they say block road right now. We know how far Wike can go when he wants to fight you. By the way, not be the same weekend I don't revoke the land of a PDP secretariat. Where PDP secretariat, they said they never paid the land use act. They never pay money since. Everybody knows. Anybody will know Wike knows. And a person will be very vindictive. If they fight, they fight to the end, and they fight very dirty. This matter never still end. But the reason we make it go hard because a lot of people they expect say the presidents will apply the thing where he say he do for Lagos State to River State, where he be say he using vector power. Say, oh yeah, everybody wanna do this one like this. Let Obasa come back. Obasa must stay. The rest party they make on endure reach so time. Maybe calming down and quelling whatever issue we could make Obasa won't contest for governorship. Perhaps not to worry if he wants to run for governorship. I don't know. But he was able to handle the River State issue, a Lagos State issue. Even though say the House of Assembly members were not particularly happy the way he handled the issue, and are still not happy because some kind of wahala still they happen and who still they for corner. But then why did the president not use that same wisdom, that same hand where you handle Lagos State matter, come and then handle River State matter right now? That's a question a lot of people are asking. Why has it become a bit difficult for the president to handle the River State matter exactly the same way he handled the Lagos State matter, to calm down the frayed nerves, cool the temper of people the way it be say the angry? Why it be say they like that? People they talk and say that because of say River State, no, they exactly the same way Lagos State they. River State people, their theory and their style of politics, they're totally different from that. You know, so Yoruba people get a lot of good respect culture. River State, as much as they get to respect their senior, but then they tell their senior the truth. Then they look, say, because they respect their senior, then they go see senior, where be say they do something wrong, they no go tell them. They don't fear anybody. They go tell you what's in, they feel say be true. And that's why you see a lot of people have called that Wike, because they feel like, say, Wike governed the state for the number of years he governed the state. Nobody disturbed him. Why did he decide, okay, even though Sim no, say, or everybody knows, say, now him put Sim there because there wasn't a free and fair election and all of those. But then why he be say you could still continue to the worry Sim till now, or to the level where you could be son I will get this problem. Now let's look at the pipeline explosion way burst. Asari Dokubo get that interview I tell you with Channel Television yesterday, and when they asked him questions concerning the interviews and all of those, based on waiting Asari Dokubo, waiting Wike talk about Ijaw people, they ask a question where gets to do with pipeline explosion. He said they go burst pipeline, say nothing go happen. Say Wike no go fit do anything. Remember, say. If you know they talk, say all these Asawana people, they do gree, where they talk, where they do like this. Say when the law speak, say Asawana go calm down. If I make a go play you when to come again, so you will understand. Say when the law speak, Asawana go calm down. All these Asawana go die. Say the judge, they not be even the majority say for inside the Niger Delta. Why did they talk say they be majority? But even if the judge not be majority for inside Niger Delta, how many local governments do equally people occupy for River State? We could start with River State alone. And how many local governments will your equity people occupy for inside River State? And why do you think it is fair since 1999 till date for equity people to don't rule 16 years and then Ijaw people never even rule successfully for 2 years without you choking them? Why do you think it's fair? And how come the Ijaw people get more than 7 local governments about where they under them, where be Ijaw people for inside River State? More local government areas than the Ikwere people. And they make and look like, say, they do the Ijaw people a favor by even giving them power. That out of our magnanimity, out of our kindness. Oh, go listen to where we can talk about.
And all this, and the law speaks. All the law speaks. Law speaks. All this Asawana will die. And law speaks. All this Asawana will die. And the law has spoken. And all this, and let me tell you something. And people should have that right. Ijaw does not constitute the majority of the Niger Delta. People must speak out the truth. Heaven will not fall. You only die once, not 2 times. Ijaw does not constitute the majority of the Niger Delta. What nonsense every day you wake up? Ijaw will do this. In Akwa Ibom, Ijaw cannot be governor. In Delta, Ijaw is the minority of the minority. With all due respect to our late elder statesman, Edward Clark, he's from Delta. He had never produced Ijaw man to the governor of Delta. He had never. The only place Ijaw man can solely be governor is in Bayelsa State. Not in Edo, not in Rivers, a minority of the minority. Out of our own benevolence, live and let live.
Out of our own benevolence, benevolence of the Ikwere people by allowing an Ijaw person to rule. So the Ijaw people not get right ordinarily to rule. If not be say the Ikwere people, they too nice or nice enough to bring them to in power. Is it that the Ikwere people lack the capacity, the Ijaw people lack the capacity to even win elections in River State? I don't understand. Yes, we know we had a Rufus Hada judge that was the governor in River State. That was there. Yeah. So are you saying that the Ikwere people were too nice, too benevolent, too kind to have appointed, because elections are no longer being elected? In fact, we'll not even get elections at all. So now appointments, now you appoint an Ikwere person, appoint an Ijaw person to rule River State against the law, and then the law no can hold on for him. Tell and say, oh, come here, come tell us how you use appoint person. Well, this is the answer that a lot of people are worried about, that Asari Dokubo gave to him yesterday. Now, Asari Dokubo give this answer reacting to whether they go fit do anything, and in terms of busting of pipelines based on this thing where we say Wike already talk right now. And that's why when this explosion happened today, people they talk say, hey, this explosion, a baby cry that I been a witch die for night, baby cry for morning. Now who kill him? So now who go don't kill him? Because that's what led to this explosion. We basically don't happen now for border, for inside Gokana local government or River State. Make you go listen to that response we Wike give.
If pipeline pass in our place and somebody threatens us and take our livelihood from us. And we decide that this pipeline, we don't want it on our land. Nyesom Wike cannot stop it. Nobody can stop it. Nobody. We are saying it openly. I am saying it. Nobody can stop Ijaw people from doing what we want to do. They never born that person.
And then boom, there was a pipeline bust this morning. Boom, there was a pipeline. And late last night, there was a pipeline bust. So people come they talk, say, where we go down the pick hand to now, where it be say this pipeline go don't happen. Because as I talk to you today now, I tell you already, say youth, then they protest already right now. So that's why watching this person talk, this Cheta guy talk, almost all the thing where Wike don't talk against for in life. Everything when don't condemn for a life and waiting in the do. That his real pain is that he wanted to be a third-time governor through sin. But unfortunately, it no work for him. Perhaps because he choked the young man too much, the young man no can know how to manage him again. And then he cried.
Let me clarify this. Now, what Wike wanted was a situation where he would have a third term through the current governor of Rivers State. And the governor has looked at it that whatever the plans of the minister is, it's not in the best interest of Rivers people. And that is why this is part of the reasons why you're seeing that there is a disagreement between the governor and the minister of the FCT. And that is why he has taken the stand to rather stand with the people of Rivers State than to stand with the FCT minister. That's why we're having these challenges today. Now, let me say this. I can't remember the last time we had, ever since we had Wike as governor of Rivers State, I can't remember the last time we had a free and fair election in Rivers State. By my own assessment and calculation, I can't remember the last time we had a free and fair election. We all know how Wike muscled his way through that particular election, how he stopped opposition from campaigning. Even the presidential candidate of the PDP was stopped from campaigning. And let me say this. I have always shouted about the high-handedness of the FCT minister in Rivers State and how he has led Rivers State and took Rivers State 10 years backward as governor. Today, we are seeing a glimpse of light, a gleam of light, and that light, he wants to quench that particular light because everything has to be about him. Today, anybody who does not support him, he wakes up in the morning, calls them names. As I speak to you today, they are after the chief judge of the state. This same chief judge is after today, who is actually referring and calling names. Of course, it was this same governor who appointed the chief judge. The Speaker of the House of Assembly was then the leader of the House of Assembly when this current chief judge was screened as the chief judge of the state. But what did they do? They did not remember that he actually falsified his age. Now that the man seemed not to play ball with them because they want to impeach the governor, they now remember that, oh, he falsified his age. They are now coming up with age falsification, trying to intimidate the chief judge, to bend him towards whatever their whims and caprices. That we will resist. That we will say no to. And it's actually unfortunate. See, what is happening in Rivers State is just Wike wanting to be in control of everything happening in the state. And if you're not in line with whatever he's doing, you're a bad person, you don't have character, you don't keep to your word, and all that. But we all know who does not have character in Rivers State. Wike is somebody who will say something in the morning, and in the afternoon he's saying something else. All his principles, everything he has fought against in his time as governor, he has gone against them. None of his principles has he kept. This same man, none of his principles has he kept. So today, if you're not doing his bidding, if you're not in line with whatever he's saying, oh, you're a charlatan, you don't have character, you don't have integrity. He's the only person who has integrity. Yet, we have records.
Right, so remember, say he did videos and footages of Nyesom Wike where he be say he talk, say that time he praise Peter Odili and his wife. Say na Peter Odili, say na Precedes Jonathan can go give Peter Odili. Say if he ever do anything against Odili for in life, make him do this one, make this one happen to him. The same Peter Odili and I don't call also abuse, call all sorts of names recently. So could it be that what this Oga Cheta Nwala, they talk here, Cheta Nwala will be lawyer and human rights activist. Waiting need to talk that through because almost everything where Wike they talk, saying no go ever do. Now waiting in don't the people that want say no go ever fight with. Now waiting in don't fight with. When you talk saying no go ever join or get anything to do with APC, it they work with them right now. So make we even look at in terms of some of the things and way we say this lawyer talk in terms of the pressing of Nyesom Wike. Has he really fought with almost everybody and everyone? We know now. We're not going to mention them. Wike, Amechi, if I tell them now. Even the Patience Jonathan and her husband, where he say, now them make them where he say he get the power where he get today. Because Wike did not have any reason to win election in 2015. Because Ikwere man, that is Chibika Amaechi, had ruled for 8 years. It was the turn of Ijaw people to rule for another 8 years. But that's why Amaechi brought out the Kuku aside at that time. But because of the disagreement where Amaechi been get with Jonathan, when he talk, say he must make sure say he end Jonathan career. Jonathan wife to make sure say he end down for River State, which has now happened by bringing Wike to and supporting Wike to fight him. Now Wike now don't fight. Even the Jonathan and his wife right now, they also quarrel. They know they're in fantastic terms because we don't hear and talk some things about those people too. So almost everybody, I don't tell you the Peter Delay and his wife, but almost everybody we at one time or the other will be saying don't they in fantastic relationship with. Somehow it don't also fight with them. So does that tell something about the character of the person of Nyesom Wike precisely? Does it say anything about the quality of character where Wike get? Some other thing where we say this Cheta guy talk. He talk about what are those things he mentioned again? He talked about the things and where he won't do, how he be saying that sat himself. Like he won't see himself like another person, another Lord and personal savior. Basically, perhaps the Jagaban of River State. And it's not happening. So once you disagree with him, you become his enemy. Now, speaking about third time and season of allocation, how do you go and give thanksgiving in church when Supreme Court passed judgment to cease allocation of your state people? And when they asked him about the people of River State, say what thing will happen to the workers then for inside River State as they cease allocation, say they no go receive salary again. He said to hell with them. So that means at the end of the day, it wasn't even about you. Sorry, it wasn't about the people. It was about your personal and selfish interest. It wasn't about the people. So if they asked you, if that statement is truly credited to Nyesom Wike, that when questions come about the ceasing of allocation of River State and they ask questions about the workers, how they go manage, and he said to hell with the workers, because at the end of the day, now the people of River State now matter. The governor don't come out several times talk and say, what to make he won't obey the Supreme Court judgment? And because of say, they choose the Rivers people first above every other thing. Has Wike also chosen the people first against and above his own, personal desire? Has he? How do you want to assert yourself against everybody for inside the state? Is it possible? In fact, the Wike himself talk him. You know the time where he be say they ask him questions where they like this, where get to do with waiting you go do if he be say then ask then cease allocation for your state at any time or something like that about allocation. He had an answer to it, and this is what he had to say about the seizure of allocation. Listen to him.
When you frozen the accounts of the state, it means that the state does no longer exist. Because how can a state function when there are no funds? So once you shut down a government, you did not shut down an arm of government. You shut down the three arms of government. That is executive, legislature, and judiciary.
All of a sudden right now, Bodo-Bonny Nyesom Wike, the former governor of River State, the present minister of the FCT, go don't forget, talk say, shutting down the allocation of a state means say you don't shut down the three arms of government of the state, the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. Now, speaking about the judiciary for inside the state, the chief judge will be saying for River State right now. I did analyze it yesterday and told you, just like that Cheta guy just talk right now, where he talk say, now they are hunting the chief judge. Now they remember say, in forge age. But now the same chief judge when him appoints. Now the same chief judge will be say they are made with like cousin-led assembly approve and screen approve them. They can't give, but because of say the guy no longer there on their side, all of a sudden now they remember in age. Now that means now deliberate attempt to fight the guy, to make the guy succumb and work according to their will, because now only the guy get the power to indeed help them impeach Fubara. Not be saying go help them do it, but he needs to employ or nominate the 7-man committee. In get to nominate that 7-man committee, we go sit down to look through these allegations the way he said they don't summer on top of Fubara head. To come and prove, say, oh, truly, Fubara for all this law, for all these allegations. So make them impeach him or exonerate him. So because he knows this man has the power, now I wouldn't make the order to find him now. Because I said it yesterday, there are possible things that would happen. They may either look for this man by hook or crook to get him, or look for something that they can hold him down with. Just look for one Achilles heel where he get, or one thing where they go don't talk, say he do before. They go use pin and down for throats, which is what they want to use now, the age thing. Or maybe what's come to what, kidnap himself. So make sure, say, he do their bidding, pin them down to make sure, say, because I do know that politics in Nigeria is that dirty. Don't let them deceive you. If they tell you that politics in Nigeria is not that dirty, it is a lie. We all did hear a phone call where some people go say they doctored, but some people say, they doctored between a supposed governor of the state, then Nyesom Wike, and where the directive get to do with some people will be, they give directive to some electoral officers, where they talk, he even mentioned that, kill the person, I'll kill the person, I'll do this, I'll do that. Do you understand? So when you get people where say they so power drunk like that, where they do anything, and then the guy also said something that since Wike came into power, there hasn't been election in Rivers State. If you listen to that voice note I told you, but I don't want to play it here now. If you listen to that voice note that's made the round during that general election in 2023 about how Wike was talking about a particular electoral officer and how he be saying he must do in bidding and he must do this or less this go happen or that go happen. If you listen to that and listen to what Antonio Culture talk, say now for inside government house, now they mark, then pass a sim Fubara, then bring a result. Do you still believe that there has been election in Rivers State? Or do you even believe there is still election in Nigeria? So Nigerians generally, what we should be fighting for is not even about elections. We should actually, all the opposition parties should not even be thinking about forming a coalition to take power or to seize power. What they should be fighting for is actually to look at ways and pressure the National Assembly, pressure the National Assembly to seek for genuine electoral reforms. Come out all those loopholes then where they put for inside on our electoral act. We're going to make these politicians escape from one corner or the other, because how can the same how can the same electoral act talk say, we go fit transmit results electronically immediately, real time? Then the same electoral act can't give the INEC power to either choose to transmit them electronically or manually. Come on. How do you give power with one hand and remove it with the other hand? How can the same electoral act say one thing and will do the other? So these are the things we're supposed to be asking and seeking for, that will ask our National Assembly to tighten loophole for all of our every single concern electoral act, so that when next we go before the polls, we know say, it's them against us. We begin vote by ourselves. Well, I just thought to drop this here. Let's look at other issues that are also out in the open. Somebody like Peter B. don't talk. At the end of the day, this Rivers crisis, that the people will be say they fight this war, the Wikes of this world and the Fubaras of this world, should think about the people first and the suffering of the people. Because at the end of the day, now the Rivers people, they suffer. Now, waiting if the governor go use the big government and all that, good governance and all that, it the end for inside war. So you don't talk and say, make them think about the River State people, make them think about the River State people. It is unfortunate that 60 years after independence and nearly 30 years of our celebrated unbroken civil rule, our democracy is still marred by undemocratic practices and values. It can't say a significant percentage of our elections are deeply flawed, manipulated to serve the interest of a select few, rather than reflecting the true will of the people. He said governance of most levels does not reflect the genuine values and aspirations of the people, because the welfare of citizens is often neglected in practice. So he said, if they look at this River State crisis now, we see yet another glaring example of how our democracy and governance are not serving its purpose. The welfare of the people now be the purpose we're supposed to serve. According to Peter B., he said the disagreement is not about improving the measurable indices of development, education, healthcare. Not be about all of those ones, not just about power. This disagreement don't be, how we use give people better education? How we use give Rivers people more education? No. The disagreement now more about, how they go use grab power. Not be how they go use provide better healthcare for Rivers people. No. Now how they go use grab power. How do we continue like this? That's why people need to shine their eyes. Shine their eyes. Now, let me even tell you, the people that you're fighting for, we're for these people, for what that people, they still fight for themselves. Not be President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now don't go give a 1.1 trillion naira contract to Chagri again. Not be don't give them to Chagri again. The same Chagri way be say he give the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway to his son, to where they will here say he give to the Chagri, where be say Sheyi Tinubu, where be the son and the son of Chagri be shareholders for inside the company. He don't give another one to Chagri again. So it can't be like say everything about power for Nigeria now about man no man. It's not actually about the people. It's about the people in power. So Nigerians, when will you understand that? Thank you so much for coming and stopping by. Let me quickly take your messages and your responses. Oh my goodness. Theory, thank you so much. Theory, this love way you love me, I love you back. Scatter. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I see the way you root for me. I see the way you share my shows. I see the way you comment. I see the way you ask people to keep commenting. Apologies, I'm on inverter and I can't turn on the AC. So this one, I just sweat to come up from my body. This is the matter of Nigeria, how we did. So so it's the fan that is on, the AC is not on. So I'm dripping. So Thierry, I appreciate you said we are already waiting for you, precious. I've pressed my like and share button. Oh, thank you, Henry. I appreciate you. Thierry, if Nigeria doesn't come to an end, I will bring all our lives. It will bring all our lives to an end. MNK said so. No, you're not going to bring our lives to an end. I don't believe so. We can get it right. Other countries got it right without their countries coming to an end. Bright and when she see her says, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? And then who again here? Chibi KHNdo says, we can hear you. Thank you so much. For a moment, I didn't think you could. Ebor Chimere say, Prepare, good evening. How are you doing? I will miss you on Voice of the People. Unfortunately, you'll never hear me on Voice of the People again. I don't live there. So, by the way, if you never subscribe, subscribe. Follow me like your village people. Click on the subscription button, I beg, and also turn on your notification button. I'll be live again this evening with Prince Francis Chilaka. I'll be looking at other issues. The Natasha Potti's issue is still out there. She had an interview where she said that this whole thing about her her suspension and just to silence her so that she no go talk, but say she no agree to this silence. We'll also talk about other issues where they come up and where go still come up. That now in the next like 1.5 hours, 2 hours with Prince Francis Chilaka. He'll be joining me here on live. I'll be talking about those. So please stay tuned to join us later in the day. Victor Nwoke Dozier says we should hail Nnamdi Kanu as the best prophet of our time. All what that is happening was long predicted by him over 5 years ago, but many ignored him because he was Igbo and was not protecting Igbos. Okay, Asari Dokubo is talking about that it has hit him, but defamed Kano and emboldened Tinubu and his impunity in the last election. Who is fooling who? The problem, he even said it that Tinubu is still his friend, even though he's very disappointed in Tinubu. He said that Tinubu is still his friend. And he said that he still believes that the Supreme Court was right about Tinubu's election. You see? Okay, Chinedu Nnamdi says, Asari Dokubo, now you know that you are just a noisemaker. Because of the Buhari and Tinubu hated against the Igbos, you threatened them, thinking that you are part of the owners of the country. Well, unfortunately, you can't own the country again, Abi. Okay, Victor Nwoke says, Nnamdi Kanu's agitations are purely for indigenous Nigerians, of which is just a fraction. Today, what's happening? Well, taste the bitter peel until we begin to bear each other's burden. In fact, there's something Asari Dokubo even said, that the Igbos have ruled River State for the longest time. Does it mean that he was referring to Wike as an Igbo man? Hey, Chinedu Nnamdi said, Fubara will be impeached and nothing will happen. If you, Asari Dokubo, talk, you will join MNK in prison and you will not survive it with your big belly. Hey, wait, what didn't do you? Okay, fresh, stop it. I like it. Stop it. Thank you, Lord. The president chose to do Wike's bid in River State issue. That's what ABEAG says. And then Chinedu says everyone will chop breakfast. Asari Dokubo don't chop your own breakfast. He's at the prison gate. And you don't kind of reach there. Stormate says, how can the state allocation be seized because of sentiment? I don't know. And then Asawana is just a word. Ijaw people did not call Asari Dokubo to order when he was doing the bidding of the federal government by killing and talking down on Igbos. Asari Dokubo is going down too. Anyway, okay, I feel like Fubara, but Asari Dokubo is I feel for Fubara, but Asari Dokubo is the God's target. The target of the gods. Oh, wow. And Onyeka says, keep up with the good work, prayer. The Lord is your strength. Thank you. Amen. And he is a Christian and should know that God is jealous, and whoever tries to take glory due to him, God ends being God's enemy. Wike's greed, impunity, and ego will destroy him. And then Flagship is Precious. How far now? Well done. Oh, thank you so much for Flagship. Flagship, I hope you join Prince Francis Chilaka at 9 this evening from 6:37 when we'll be going live together. We'll be looking at some of these issues again and other issues that will be coming up at that time. For now, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for joining me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed to this platform, please kindly click on the subscription button. Help me now. If you don't click on the subscription button, again now, subscribe now, maybe follow this ministry, help them to go to the permanent side, because we have a lot of plan for this ministry. When you subscribe, follow us like a village people. Click also on the notification button so you know when next to come on live. I love you guys and appreciate your whole lot. I'll see you again this evening within the next 2 hours. Have yourself an amazing evening, and whatever happens there, I'll never stop to tell you to protect your mental health there, because no matter what's in the happen, your mental health gets today intact. I love you guys. See you later in the evening. My name is Precious.